Practice today, got a normal Thursday. Guys were pretty sharp. I like the energy level. Energy level was one of the better ones we've had. Intensity as far as their focus, I liked it. So we got to take it to the field. That's the bottom line. We got to go to the field. We got to play. Questions?
Injuries?
Wow. All right, Corey Martinez will be out. Josh Sweat is out. Josh went ahead and had his surgery today on that neck. He tried to go for a day or two, and it re-swelled a little bit, so we went ahead and did it. Hopefully it'll only be a week and a half or so on that deal. It's a slight, just had a little piece of cartilage in there that they just clipped out and had a little piece, and it was very clean. Did it today.
Sit out for a week.
Well, a week to 2 weeks. Somewhere in that range right there. Hopefully it'll be a quick. You don't know on that, but
right.
They're expecting nothing like that. It was one that just had a wee little nick in it. And as he did it, he was kind of some grinding and catching, and so it was kept swelling just a little bit. So they thought, he wanted to play with it, and then it couldn't do it, so we went and cleaned it out. Of course, Darvin Taylor. Keith Gavin hurt a toe in practice. Sean will be good. Keith, and he's questionable. Keith's still going. He's hurt his toe a little bit. Other than that, the normal guys out: Keith Bryant, George, and Derwin.
As far as Josh is concerned, what does that do for things? How does Brian Burns slide into that role?
Yeah, well, he was doing it last game. The same thing. We had it ready to go. Burns and Pugh, that whole crew. So they were ready to go then.
And as far as Brian, I know when you talked about him in preseason, you were really high on him. What growth have you seen?
Same. He's really going to be a good player. Just getting all the run stuff down the pass. He's going to be a good player. He flashes, and it's going to be great. Being in that environment last week, I think was good for him. I think it's part of growing, and hopefully he'll even get better and better because this guy's going to really develop into a good football player, in my opinion.
Was it a relief in a sense for Josh that could have been worse and given everything?
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, he was very relieved. That's why he come back and was playing after that, and very relieved. We're all very relieved.
So it wasn't the meniscus, or?
Yeah, it was just a wee little piece.
Okay.
See, when you sew them and things, they can be long term. This was just a nick of a piece, and when they do that, they just clip it out. When they clip it out, just how quick you can recover. Some of them can be really quick. It's just different procedure they do on the meniscus, different kind.
Thank you, Dr. Fisher.
You're welcome. Cartilage is meniscus. Cartilage. I used to say cartilage. Or sometimes you'll have scar tissue. It'll break loose. It'll catch in there. I had that happen to me one time after surgery. They did a piece of scar tissue and locked up my knee. And had to go in and clean it out, and then use right back. But those things are generally very quick. They just float in there and they'll catch right in your joint and lock you up and you go.
Well, I think in ACL sometimes it's heard of scar tissue.
Yeah, but you're about usually. ACLs, as crazy as this sounds now, guys heal from those things. It's crazy. What they worry about, where you get in your long term, when you're losing your cartilage. When you lose a lot of cartilage, a lot of surface, that's where you get the bone on bone.
Was there any concern of going in again on the knee?
No, not at all. Not one bit.
Jimbo, when Jake is kind of breaking that news to you, we saw on the show this week you were just visibly distraught, especially.
On the first one, because I never saw it. It was the last play of practice. We did it. It was nothing weird or, you see plays, is that guy all right? You know what I mean? That didn't even think anything of it. I never knew it. Even when I talked to y'all last week, I didn't know it till after that. Because, no one did. You know what I'm saying? And just felt funny. And you hate it for any guys. You hate it for any of those guys. Your team and all that. But I just hate for those kids that work so hard and have an injury. Especially when you do everything to try not to have injuries. But that's just part of life.
After the loss, have you had a moment just kind of sit down and think, and have you ever really thought of something you learned from the loss personally as a coach?
Yeah, anything can happen, and you're never prepared enough. You're never prepared enough, and you got to make sure every I's dotted, T's crossed, and that when those things happen, you got to get the kids to understand it and respond to it. There's things that can happen at any time, and it just shows you no matter if you're talented, you're good, you're supposed to be good, that somebody's out there ready to play, and you got to match every time you walk on the field. You always hear me say 0-0, and you got to compete your tail off, and you got to be ready to execute. And if you give effort, it's not good. You got to execute. You got to have focus. You got to have attention to detail. You can't. As a coach, sometimes you think, am I just grinding them too hard? Am I saying that too much? You can never say it too much, especially on kids of youth, and young kids.
Have you made any moves to try and help your depth of safety? Maybe tried some new guys out back there?
Yeah, we've moved. Erman Lane went over and wanted to play a little bit. He wanted to try safety and do it because he wasn't getting as much rotation at receiver. And we thought we got a big body, he's an athletic guy. He went over and tried a little bit.
And how's he been looking?
Okay, just learning. Sure. He's still learning what to do. Hopefully it'll pay off down the road.
Was he to your knowledge, had played a little bit of safety in high school?
I don't remember. I really don't remember.
You've seen over the last maybe 20, 25 years the emergence of the UCF, USF, other programs, I guess, around the state of Florida. What do you kind of attribute that to?
Look at the players in the state. It's the number one state in the state of Florida for players. They get guys in school. They're two of the biggest universities in the state. got players everywhere, and you don't have the scholarship limitations. See, people don't realize that. It's different. Players have to, like, I heard Coach Bowden say the other day in an article something about why they're players, you can't go, used to be able to sign back in the day unlimited. You know, so everybody came, and it's not just who you got, but you kept everybody else from getting them. Then it went to 105. Well, 105, that's 20 extra scholarships per major team. That's big. Now all of a sudden, then it went to 95. Now it's 85. Those guys got to go somewhere to go to school, so you're distributed out all over the place. And for scholarship limitations, it becomes very tough. And then you're in a state with a ton of players. If you do a great job evaluating players at those programs, you're going to have a hell of a football team.
I know they talk about USF and UCF in the Big 12 expansion thing and stuff. How good would it be for another Florida school to be part of the Power 5 conference?
I guess it'd be good. I never really thought about it. I have to sit down and think about it. I mean, it doesn't hurt. I mean, it's great for them. Whatever's best for them, yeah.
Dalvin Cook, he had an explosive game last year against
Mhm.
USF. How are you expecting from him this year?
I hope a good one. Hope we block well enough and get hats on hats, and we get him going. Get him the touches, and get him in space where he can run. Last week when he got in space, he ran well, and he had some really nice. Some of his 4 and 5 yard runs were really phenomenal runs because he didn't have much blocking it sometimes, and had some great runs. So we got to get him loose, get him in space, and block better for him.
How's DeAndre been during practices?
Good, actually been good. Especially the last 2 days, I've been very. I mean, the first days were good, but I mean, he's really, getting in the groove and doing some really nice things. I like his attitude, his whole demeanor about the way he's going about things.
Did you kind of have a follow-up convo about him sitting on the bench after that fumble and just, being upbeat and trying to...
Yeah, I did. I mean, because young kids, and all the guys, you dwell on mistakes. You can't. All right, that's a mistake. I let it, then move on. You got to go to the next play. I mean, it's not you don't care, but you can't do anything about that one. You're only as good as your next play, and you got to move on.
With the offensive line, is that one of the issues of Dalvin Cook this year?
Yes, has been. We got to block better. Tight ends, backs. I got to run better. Got to stay in cuts better. I mean, just everything. We just got to find that groove and find that continuity.
I know you mentioned it yesterday during a teleconference, the one return for a TD being punted to the wrong.
Mm-hmm. Just came across his body when he kicked it.
Is it just something with young punters and youth?
Oh, last year, what's his name did it? Our punter, Kaysen. Kaysen did it last year in the game. It happens. It happens. Old punters, new punters. He just came across. It's like missing a field goal. I mean, he just came across. His leg came across and says he was directional punting to the left. He came across and caught on the wrong side and just pulled it. And occasionally that'll happen. But usually the other part on that, our gunner got blocked really bad. And if he stayed in his lane where he was supposed to be, we would have been fine. That happens. We have it in case that happened. How we cover it and what we do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how we play that. And he got blocked along with that. And then created a seam. And the next guy had to make up. Well, then you got to end up guy short.
Who do you expect to go with on the right side of the offensive line?
About everybody. I mean, you'll get Ricky Leonard, you'll get Brubel, you'll get all them guys, possibly.
You do want to rotate, though, like you talked
We
about.
possibly would, if we can. We want to. I think it's smart. One, you're going to have hot weather, but two, you're going to have guys, let them go into 2 or 3 series, come out. It was funny, in football, I always ask this. In football, we won't pull a guy and set him for a series or 2 and let him look. But in basketball, when a guy's playing bad, what do? Pull him right over and sit right beside you and say, watch the game for about 3 minutes, and all of a sudden put him back in, everything's good. But in football, you do that, it's like, oh my God, the sky's falling. So, I mean, as I thought about it, I mean, you think about those things, it makes sense. I mean, get some, and give younger guys sometimes, if they're playing good, even just to let them take a deep breath, relax a minute, get their poise, composure, go back in the game. I mean, and when you get depth and comfort, but the problem is, you got to be comfortable with guys to be able to put them in the game. And you're starting to get back to that and get some of our linemen back that are healthy, and I think it could help us.
Do you worry about continuity at all?
Yeah, but you have continuity issues. I mean, they all play anytime. They practice together all the time, but that's part of it. I'd rather have them fresh and ideas and making sure that if they're playing good, you leave them in there. But if they have a little thing, take them out. Hey, get your breath. This is what you did wrong. Take a deep breath. Let them have a series of toes. Come back in.
For those second-year guys like Lewis, McFadden, Westbrook, even Thomas for missing last year, what do you tell those guys to kind of wash away that Louisville game and say?
It don't matter. All of our guys, tell them all the same thing. It don't matter how old you are. You wash it away, but you learn from it. You have to. I mean, that's embedded in you. Now you move on from it. You don't wash it away. It's never washed away because you still want to remember the things you learn in all the situations you've been in, and then you move on. Then you say you move on to play the next play in the game you're in.
Will Bill or Dickerson start at right guard?
Dickerson.
One more.
The last 2 national champions lost the game in September. What are you telling the kids to kind of motivate?
I ain't worried about no national championship. I ain't worried about an ACC championship. I ain't worried about no watch list. Here's what you do. Practice good Thursday. Do your meetings. Do what you're supposed to do. Tomorrow, be ready to have a good meetings. Have your head screwed on and get your work in the morning, your schoolwork. Be in meetings on time. Be ready to win that day. Then on Saturday, be ready to do what you got to do to play a really good game in South Florida. On Sunday, come home, get your rest, get your stretch and stride, do the things you got to do on Sunday. Play it one day at a time, one situation at a time. The play you're in, win that play. The drill you're in, win that drill. And then you don't worry about it. I don't care about those goals. Those goals will be there if we do what's right. And that's the problem. We all get outcome oriented, and people think that ain't what it's about. Like I said before, I won 2 national championships in my day. At that time, we weren't supposed to win any of them. We weren't thinking about, all we was thinking about was playing good football. And all of a sudden they came. It's amazing when you do your job and do it well, you kind of get to where you want to get to and quit worrying about where you're going and learn how to get there.